Hey, it's Walt from Big Guys Can. Rifle season's over here in Pennsylvania, and that can only mean one thing. Muzzleloader season's coming soon. No, not really. It means that Christmas is just around the corner. Here's some gift ideas if you're looking for something for a guy in your life and you can't figure out what he likes. Here's some ideas that, any guy, big guys, anybody in the outdoor community would love to get for Christmas. Let's get started. So, like I said, rifle season is over here in Pennsylvania. It was a cold one. It was rainy, miserable a lot of the week, frigid temperatures in sometimes with wind chill factors in the single digits, low teens. Yeah, it got to be pretty cold here. We had rain, we had snow, we had ice. So yeah, it was kind of a rough season this year. We got some deer in the fridge, so in the freezer we got some meat, cut up. We got some jerky made, so it was successful. It was a good time. Had a good time with a lot of my friends. We go out and hunt the second week of rifle season pretty hard, and there's about 6 or 7 of us that every year, in the past couple of years, have been going out and put some miles on and do some stuff. But that only means one thing, that you know, Thanksgiving is right before rifle season, Christmas is after rifle season. So that's the holidays kind of break up with hunting around here, and if you're looking for an idea on something to get, a guy in your life, or even friends of yours, that your buddies, that you guys exchange gifts, something like that, some good options that everybody's going to like. For most people, if you're into the outdoor community, or if you're into, you know, hiking, biking, hunting, there's a lot of options out there that are just a little bit cooler gifts that people won't be like, oh, you got me a fruit basket, kind of cool, personalized stuff. So, first of all, there's clothing. Clothing is a tough one because your style might not be the same as somebody else's style, but there's still like a lot of good clothing companies out there, especially for the big guys this time of year. The Dixon Flannel Company, Carhartt, Under Armour. Um, if you're looking for something for your spouse, and you always get them underwear for Christmas, well, get them some long johns, get them some base layers, get them some merino wool stuff. So merino wool base layers are the way to go. So if you're looking for an idea, merino wool is never a failure. Another thing, a cool little gift idea is, start on some stuff like, I can never go wrong with knives. Knives are always fun. I don't care how many. It's like guns and knives and purses for women. It's like you can never have too many. Cameras. It's stuff that I like. So knives. If you're going on the high end of stuff, you have the knives like the Benchmade knives. They have the Meat Crafter. Great boning knife. Used one to cut up a bunch of deer. A buddy of mine has one, and it's an awesome knife. You can find them online. Now, like I said, they're the high end of stuff, and you can get them starting around $150 for the entry level model, up to about $400 for the ceramic and carbon fiber stuff. But yeah, Benchmade knives, you can never go wrong with them. You're looking for something on the mid level, like tried and true is the Buck knives and the case knives. Now Buck has made for the last couple of years, and I don't have one yet, but I keep eyeing it, and it's one of my bucket list knives. It's a Buck 110. It's a American classic. If you see the knife, you'll know it's a Buck knife, and the Buck 110 has been around for years and years, and it's done a lot of stuff. A lot of people have carried them, but they make an auto opener elite now, and it's a little on the pricey range. It's a $250 knife, but it's badass. You know, it's got a G10 handle on it, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, so Buck knives and case knives are on a mid level, but there's a ton of bargain knives out there, the Gerbers and those things. I just try to buy American made knives, just because um, you try to support American made products, but the knife quality, the steel quality is better when you get into the Buck knives and the case knives. It's a better quality knife. So On that same thing, like every day when I leave my house, I carry a knife. So I have a Benchmade auto opener that I got a couple years ago when they legalized it. I think it's been a year and a half, 2 years now since Pennsylvania allowed auto openers to be carried. So I got a Benchmade right away auto opener. That's my everyday carry. The other thing I carry every day is a flashlight. My flashlight I carry with me every day is a Streamlight dual fuel. It is a small back click button, has three settings. It has the high output, low output, and a strobe effect. It's just a push button on the back of it. The Streamlight dual fuel, it's a 350 lumen flashlight. I carry it every day. There's so many times where I could use a flashlight, and I have one on me all the time. It's about a $40 flashlight, $44, somewhere around there. It's awesome. It's called a dual fuel because it takes the 123 batteries or a AA battery. Either one, the 123 batteries, it's brighter flashlight in the longer run times, but it will run off a single AA, and it runs not as bright, but it'll work in a pinch if your battery would die. On the same token, on that, there's the budget version of that is one I carried for years and years and years, to the point that I wore all the paint off of it. But it was a metal frame. It was an Energizer TAC, the TAC 300. It's a small CR123 battery flashlight. It had the same 3-click positions on the back. You can get them for like $7 now, which is crazy because like the CR123 batteries are almost $7. So that is a great option. Another thing is headlamps. I use headlamps a lot when I'm hunting, and they're a great tool. Be hands free. The only thing I recommend is a red light options for it. The bright ones are fine if you're doing something, but like for the hunting and camping aspect, you don't want to lose your night vision. Your eyes adjust to the darkness. So the red light feature lets you walk through the woods and see what you're doing without screwing up your night, your eyes adjusting to the darkness, so the night vision part of it. So on the more expensive side is like the Petzls and the Black Diamond headlamps. They're in like anywhere from the $40 to $100 and $150 range. They have rechargeable ones. They have the different ones, but there's also plenty of options on that. So like other things that for guys that we can talk about, like multi-tools. Multi-tools are a cool little gadget. And it doesn't matter if you're a hunter or just someone everyday carry kind of thing. Like the Leatherman and the Gerber, they're go-to stuff. If you're into camping and backpacking and size and weight restrictions, the Gerber Dime is $25. It's tiny. Gerber Dime Mini. 12 tool, multi-tool. It's great. Bike packing, if you do like bike riding and bike packing, the Alien 2 by Top Peak, that's, there's a few other ones. There's Park Tool makes them, Crank Brothers make them. They're in the $25 to $60 range. You can find cheaper ones, but I don't know the quality. The difference between a $10 one and a $25 one could mean you getting home. So that's just one of the things that maybe you don't want to skimp on as much. Tools are tools to a certain extent, but when something breaks and you really need it, there's a reason why you carry compact tools, because usually stuff breaks while you're out away from your shop, away from your garage. So you kind of want something you can depend on. So I'd spend a little bit more money on something like that. That my tools on my bike, I usually spend enough money where I know they're not going to break on me. And if they do break on me, I have redundancy and backup plans on stuff like that. Another great option for gifts, and I have a bunch of them, and I love them, is battery banks, battery backups. When I'm hunting, I use my battery backup pack all week to keep my phone charged, and there are great options out there. There's the expensive side of things, like the Dark Energy Poseidon is like the one that all the YouTubers use. It's the expensive one that, look at me, I have this box. I don't know if it's worth the money. A 10,000 milliamp hour one is right about $119 for them, and and they get great reviews. Don't get me wrong, they get great reviews. They say they're tough power and whatever, but that's a lot of money for a power bank, and that's just a 10,000 milliamp hours battery. So the ones that I use are not that expensive. The mid-level one is the Anchors. The Anchor is they make great battery packs, and they're in a $20 to $80 range, depends on what you want to get. Like right now on Amazon, you can get an Anchor 20,000 milliamp hour battery pack for $22. The only problem with that is the inputs are USB-C and micro USB, I think it is, and the outputs are USB-A. There's no USB-C outputs. So for me, that's kind of a deal breaker because of cord management. When I'm out in the woods somewhere, I don't want to carry a bunch of multiple cables. So I use the VRURC 20,000 milliamp battery pack, and I've had it for a couple years now, and I love it. It's a 20,000 milliamp hour battery pack. Right now they have it on sale for $21 on Amazon, and it's a fast charging. I run my GoPros off it. I charge my battery packs with it. I charge my cell phones with it. I'm sorry. I charge anything. Like it's a cool little battery pack, and it's fast charging, and I'll use it for ham radios as well. That's one of the main reasons I bought it, because it'll run one of the radios I have. I have a pretty high end radio that I can run for hours on that battery pack. So that was a recommendation from one of the ham radio guys that I watch on YouTube a lot, and that was the battery pack I went with. But I've used it a lot more for other stuff besides the ham radio stuff. So another thing, hunting this week, I found out that I only had one belt that I liked. Being a big guy, my pants are always falling off my ass, so I have to wear a belt all the time. So the search was on because when it's raining and it's cold and it's windy, sometimes I'll wear two pairs of pants. I'll wear a pair of jeans underneath my Sherpa line pants, and my one belt kept falling down. So we went out and we were on a search. One of the nights we were on, maybe Sunday night, I think we were at the mall running around trying to find a belt, and I ended up finding like a Nike pull tight belt, and it worked because it was cheap and it got me through. But my belt that I wear now is a Buoyant, I think it's called. It's a tactical belt, but it's a pull through. They have it on sale right now for $15.99 on Amazon, and that is my budget option, but that is my go-to. Like, that's the belt I wear every day, and there's no holes. It just, you pull it tight, you crank it over, and it has a little clasp on it. And I've had that belt I've worn it every day for over a year now, and I've had no problems with it. It stretches a little bit, so I mean, your pants don't fall down. And the problem with having your belt loop holes, especially being a big guy, you can never get it positioned where you want. Now, the high end of that is the Groove Life belts. The Groove Life belts are anywhere from like the $40 to $90, $30 to $90. They're a good belt, but I don't like them as much as I like the Buoyant belt that I got on Amazon. Like I said, they're on Amazon sale right now for $15.99 as filming this. But yeah, so there's a lot of cool things you can get for people that you might not otherwise think of. Like being an outdoors guy, one of the main things that I want a satellite communicator. So I've been looking at these things. So if you have someone in your life that spends a lot of time in the outdoors where they're out of cell phone service, and the high end of that is the Garmin InReach Mini 2s and the Messengers. They're awesome, but they're expensive. They're in the $250 to $500 range. So if you have unlimited budget and you want to buy something that spends a lot of time in the outdoors, and you want that safety of knowing that they're safe, then that's an option for you. But on the same navigation side, I like having backups to stuff and stuff that doesn't take battery packs. So for me, my backup would be a compass. The Suunto, The Suunto comes like they're like the $70 range, and they are the declination adjustments on the bottom. You can have a screw on the bottom. You can change your declination. Your declination is basically anywhere on the earth. Your compass bearing isn't truly the compass bearing because of the magnetic poles, and you're off by a certain degree. So like we're in Western Pennsylvania, so I think it's like 15 to 17 degrees off one way or the other. So you have to adjust that for your declination to give you more accurate readings. And they also have the Suunto 810, which is like $24. It doesn't have the declination changes, but it's a base plate compass, and it's a good quality option. So some navigation stuff. As far as the Garmin InReach Mini 2s, they are well worth it. There's an SOS button you can hit on it to if you call emergency services, and there's messaging systems, they can pinpoint your location and send emergency services to you. Those things are on the chopping block right now, I should say. In the next few years, they're probably going to be outdated and not needed. Right now, iPhones, the new iPhones, I think it's 15 and up, they have satellite messaging built in, the SOS satellite messaging built in. It's a free service. Would I trust it if I was in the backcountry and I knew I needed a satellite communicator? It's up in the air still. In the next few years, absolutely, all the companies are going to do it. But like right now, the iPhone is a free service for your satellite communicator, satellite texting. The thing it doesn't have is a satellite communication to a company that is monitoring that, so you can make a text message and no one answers you. But like the Garmin InReach has the SOS, which is always monitored 24/7, 365 days a year. So, and they're going to send emergency services right to you. Whereas an iPhone, you can send text messages out, but if the person on the other end doesn't know what they're doing, it doesn't help you. So, just some options there. But like I said, outdated. The InReach, is it ever going to be totally out of the question? No, but like it's slowly becoming more and more outdated. But yeah, so like I said, there's a few other things that I personally think that everyone should have. If you're outdoors person, something like that, like some cool things like Jetboil stoves and Fire Maple stoves, the cooking pots. It's great for making coffee, even if you don't cook in the outdoors. Coffee, hot chocolate, warming them up on the side of the road. Just have, in case of emergency, have one in your vehicle. It makes it nice for purifying water. You can boil your water. An isobutane container on the bottom. On the same token with that, is Fire Maple makes these little cool lanterns that go on an isobutane thing. My wife bought me one for my birthday, I think it was, or Father's Day. And it was a cool just a little glass thing that screws on the isobutane container, and it's a pretty cool little thing that lasts for a long time on there. So just so you have some light, if you're not burning up your batteries on your when you're doing that. So right now, like hunting, one of the main things I carried in my truck every day is I had a Stanley thermos, an old school Stanley thermos with hot coffee in it. And on those cold days, man, it was great to get some coffee. You can also put soup in them, but mine was mainly made for coffee. But they're on sale right now. You can get them for like $33, which that's a great deal if you've ever used one. They're pretty awesome. But so yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there, but I'm just giving you a few ideas on stuff that I would love to get for Christmas, and stuff you can't really go wrong with. And I guarantee that someone's not going to return it, because if you have a knife and you get another knife, it's just like, cool, I have another knife now. I have another option. So if you get it, clothing, that kind of stuff, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm not going to wear that. I'm not going to use that. But like flashlights, knives, other stuff, can't go wrong with them. They're always hitting, they're always a hit. So anyhow, upcoming, a few more videos. It's been a while since I shot a video, because I've been hunting and processing deer and making beef jerky or deer jerky and doing some stuff for the last couple weeks. So it's been a while. So it's got some videos coming up, And stay tuned for those. Like and subscribe. And see you soon, and happy holidays. Thanks.